how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into...
さあ、続きをですね、やっていこうかな。なんだっけな。はい、どうぞ。可能ってこの前さ、確かさ、俺、やったってばっかしじゃなかったっけ。そう、おーっと、マルトバス逆だったな。そうき、そうき。視聴者何人？あ、有給通りますよってやつ。今どっちがいいかな。スワッと。A だな。あ、めっちゃやってる。A。あれなんで刑事スロット。まあいいや。喧嘩。うわ、マルトバス逆なんだよな。喧嘩騒ぎ。まあ行ってこいと。近々なんかあったっけ。あれしかも俺音楽どうした。サンドイッチわかんないね。よっ。
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation. 311
危ないやつはもうテーザー必殺予告。
Sweet ginger green, readies for danger, so I'm told. I know just what they mean. Gotta be bold, Oh, sweet
お
ginger
ーっ
green.
と
She's sweeter than Sue and Georgia Brown. Beats Lulu too when she's back in town. Now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's a dancer.
まだ10代のことで
Swing, sweet ginger green.
最初飛び降りるいなかったんかーい。口頭報告逮捕。ちょっと待ってなんでちょっと待って。
Now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's just a dancing queen. And for a king, swing, sweet ginger, swing, sweet ginger green.
1個ずつ1個ずつもう証拠を上げて1個ずつやっていくか。ここね系全意外に勝手に操作が始まった。はい。騒音駆除。お、曲がなくなってるじゃん。思ったより深刻だ。2人送ってやるよ。殺人報告。おおマジか。殉職した刑事。マジで3人死んだんやけど。いやめっちゃ死んだんですけどマジで。4月っていうか落雷で死亡。これ俺最終日までいけるの？ マジか。連邦法入警官4人行ってこいよ。そしたらちょっとマジで人いねえ。マジ人いねえんだけど。マジやべえじゃん、本当に。無理っす。無理っす。無理っす。撤退。無理ですよ、そんな一人でなんか座ったんって。とりあえず2人行ってこいよ。なんか査定でなんかすげえヤバそうな気がする。一人死んだ。自動車強奪。うおー、犯人逃げられすぎね。やっばマジ。やべえよマジで。最高。マジで いやー、そんなあるの？てかサンドイッチかなんかなかったっけ？金足んないんじゃない？あ、はい。難しいんだけど、本当にこのゲーム。セット金逃げ、写真なし。金逃げ、写真なし。放火そろそろ写真見つかってもいいんじゃないの？5人いるぜ、これ。まさかのこうじゃないよね。なんかいやーマジでやべえや、本当にマジでやべえな。人死にまくってんだけど。食中毒、胸焼けがひどいよ。食中毒とかかかるんこのゲーム。はい、ミーティングあるんですよ。大丈夫です。大丈夫。ミーティングが来ようとな。開口行為、トウモロコシかな。ちょっと行ってみて。自殺予告。これ今何か所取ったんだよね。そうだ、人員、捜査だ、捜査に人員参加だっけ。この事件にいくつ人がいるんねん。自殺予告。うわ、めっちゃ忙しいやん。めっちゃ忙しいな。破壊行為報告。お、よくやった。報告。お、いいんじゃないでしょうか。キー逃げ。3人飛ばすか。 動
progress.
物への暴行。あ、一人しか行けないんだ。応援欲しいって。
210 in progress.
うわー、それいけねえな。
What can be complete?
キャホワン絶対人欲しいって言うだろう。
210 413 complete.
あ、まあまあまあ、そうなるよね。そうなると思う。意外に少ないこの人。3度一家からの要求3人いいよ、下から3人連れてって。いや、めっちゃ人いるんだけど、本当にどんなになってる。冷やがら世界、本当に。いや、さっき3人出したばっかしなんですけど。めっちゃ人欲しいって言うてくるよ。
216 in progress. 212 in progress.
器物破産にはちょっと行ってこいよ。で、不法集会にはスワット作りてっか。護送車出してもよかったな。ひき逃げ報告、放火報告。いや、ちょっと待った。これで当たりなんじゃない？操作。これで当たりなんじゃない？チケット買って、会員に投げてとかに。やっぱり、この写真が見つからなかったんだよ。主任刑事だって5日ぐらい飯食ってるって言ってたぜ。放火はこれで OK。見た朝報告。やるやんお前、杉浦。もしかしてギリギリのタイミングだったあれ。戦がられた戦によって彼のもとにギャング団が解散し、ウィークス本人がどうなったか知るものにどう 自転車彼がこの町に足を踏み入れることは二度とないだろう。視聴者からトイレが盗まれるとかマジ。あなたは黒人人権運動に関してはどう考えているんですか？この状態だとどれだ？フェミニストだね。今日は面白いかもしれない。あれ、脅しかけなかったっけ？なんでコーヒーの枠が3つポンポンなんだ。いいよ。
You know when a police chief really feels his power? When he hires and fires people? When he throws folks in jail? When he's bossing everyone around all morning? No, there's no power there. Just bureaucratic red tape. Like directing traffic. Not that it's all bad. No, I feel it the most when people come to me with accusations. Accusations happen outside the law. They don't need to be rational or supported by evidence. They don't petition justice in the careful words of legal formality. No, an accusation is a personal cry, full of resentment or envy, a defeated moan, or an angry howl. The accuser rarely imagines you'll share their resentment, their envy, their hatred. No, but they do imagine that your love of power is so strong that you'll leap to decide the fates of others, happy just to take someone's word for the facts. Businessmen accuse the gangsters blame our public figures denounce politicians, the politicians point to the businessmen. When it comes to accusation, there's only one rule. Don't aim too high. If you overestimate your own importance, then complaining can cost you your life. So choose the easier path, exaggerate as far as you can, and try to make your plea sound as sad and pathetic as possible. The accusation I received today sure didn't fit the normal mold. After killing Vikas Varga and routing his supporters, Sand further strengthened his already powerful authority. Even a month ago, anyone coming out against Sand would sound like a lunatic with a death wish. Today, it's the same thing as suicide. But the letter I'm holding in my hands directly connects Henry Sand, lieutenant of the Sand Mafia family, to the reported death of successful banker John Pazzi. Henry has a daughter, Marianne, a dancer, and apparently it all started with her. One day, Marianne danced in the title role of a production of Giselle, and Henry, proud father that he is, brought the whole family to the premiere, along with some of the family's business partners. Among their guests was the young banker John Pazzi. He couldn't keep his eyes off Marianne, but she ended up brushing him off. In response, Pazzi ambushed her one night after rehearsal, pulled her into his limousine, and had his way with the poor girl. After that, gentleman that he was, he drove the girl home and threatened that if she told anyone what happened, her mother would get the same treatment. But her father still managed to shake the truth out of Marianne. and he decided to take his revenge. Of course, Henry knew he couldn't just go with his instincts and put a bullet in Potsy in broad daylight. The rich bastard was too important for business, and Henry is neck-deep in the family business, overseeing transportations for the Sand Mafia. He knew about every delivery delay, every car, and every shop. It was mostly thanks to Henry that the whole sand operation rolls so smoothly. Henry has free access to all their off-book cars, and a tar-black motive. Yeah, he could easily arrange the death of John Potsy as a drunken, late-night hit-and-run. But Henry Sand is smarter than that. If this story about Potsy is true, he'd more likely go to the boss and ask permission. I'd have figured this letter the ramblings of a retired gangster looking to spice up his life with little excitement. The way the letter started, "My dear little old cupcake," I had every mind to toss it in the trash. But something else got my attention. They're rarely ever signed, but this one ended Robespierre, and I doubt it's an imposter. No one would go against the most powerful group in the city, hoping to hide behind the name of some prankster clown. Like everyone else, I had no idea who Robespierre was or what he wanted. But there was no doubt that this guy was more than a little crazy. An arrogant psychopath. Could be dangerous. Definitely worth looking into.
なるほどね。葬儀、葬儀、葬儀、葬儀、葬儀。何人死んだ今。3人出すか。逃げ。今ちょっと待ってよ。ここに今刑事突っ込みまくってるからちょっと待ってよ。逃げ。どこ
Got a situation here. Nine testing complete.
シミ死んだ。ひき逃げ捜査が始まった。
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant.
9 testing in progress.
これ結構やばいやつじゃね。おー、ちょっと待って、強盗。お。
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant. Hot spot.
311A in progress.
いやー無理だな、人がいなさすぎる。
412A.
あと20秒で消えるか。無理です。報告。いきなり人2人よこせなんて言われても無理だっつうの。なんか護送車出すパターンのやつがすげえ多いんだけど。
910C in progress.
あ、この時間だったらスワット出してもよかったな。
311A complete.
いや結構あれだ
410C in
な。
progress. Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here. 910C complete.
お、こっから150度ひき逃げ報告、3枚ひき逃げ殺人報告。おーマジかよー。マフィアの売却、ひき逃げ報告、捜査、これって乗り込んで突っ込んでこうじゃないな。もしかして濃い車ってさ黒色ってこと？あれだと止まった感じになるのか。ちょっと待った。濃い車って黒色ってことだとしても間に1枚足んねえよ。あれ足りるか。誰かにつけられている。誰かにつけられている。ひげ面？助手席ひげ面じゃないんだけど。マジやるたび人死んでくんだけどマジで。
Oh, Jack, you always come back so late.
What's wrong? Bad news?
Good news, Jack. Laura is ready.
Ready how? She's coming back? When?
Not that fast, Jack. Laura's ready to talk. But if she's ready to talk, she's getting ready to come back. You just need to find the right words. You can find the right words, right, Jack?
I'm not an idiot.
I didn't ask for this, Jack. It's the middle of the night, and I'm alone on an old farm, 40 minutes away from anywhere, sat on a creaky porch, and now I'm getting snapped at. I came here so you could personally promise me that you'll be able to find the right words. So let's try again. You can find the right words, right, Jack?
I can find the right words, Mrs. Markham.
That's good to hear. Tomorrow night at 3 o'clock at the Octopus Restaurant. You know it?
Yeah, but it's closed at night.
Oh, I've arranged for them to be open. Don't be late. But don't come too early either.
Mrs. Markham?
Yeah?
I should probably offer you some tea or something before you go.
Do you have any tea?
No.
Good night, Jack.
なるほどね。死亡率が出生率を上回るとかやばくね？あ、なんか2人昇進できるようになってるじゃん。おいおいおい、マジかよ。喧嘩騒ぎ。なんでお前結構待遇いいの？お、いいんじゃないでしょうか。不法集会。おーっと。
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here.
お、 そう。これ行ってくる？B より A の方が厳しいんだ。思ったよりそうだ。応援のため。おし、行ってこい。 と金マフィアに売却以外もうコーヒーをマフィアに売却してない金がマジでね迷惑行為いやー、直近は確かにクソほど悪かったんだよな。集団暴行100人規模は何人出すか
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here. 215 complete.
市民死んだし
412 in progress.
暴行ひき逃げ確か
412
暴行あ、このまま終わりそうだな。
According to Mrs. Markham, I was supposed to spend all day thinking up the right words. But to my surprise, I did my best work when I shut my head off. I didn't even want to think why Laura decided we'd meet at 3 o'clock in the morning, and in a restaurant we'd never gone to. I didn't know what to tell her, and something tells me she's no more ready for this meeting than I am. By nightfall, I finally stopped worrying. The right words would come when they were needed. And if they don't come at all, then so be it. I've heard said, when you're knocked out by a single blow, you don't have time to feel any pain. Well, that's a lie. It's painful as hell. Every day I spent in that coma, the pain was unbearable.
おー、なぜ殴られた。何これ。ワイルド何これ。何の説明もなかったんだけど。
Yeah, I heard about that already. But what if they decide to spill it to the papers? We need to start thinking now about covering our asses. I know people who can deal with this, but they'll need at least a week. Plus, if we want to...
Lieutenant Stat, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have Jack Boyd on the line.
Who?
Jack Boyd, sir. He's calling from the hospital.
Gibson, I'll call you back. Don't do anything without my team. Jack, well, wow. I didn't know you were awake. Doctor said you could be in that coma for months, even years. How are you feeling?
Tell me who's in control, Martin.
I don't think I follow you.
For God's sake, Martin, tell me it's you running the department and not some stooge from the mayor's office.
Yes, Jack. I am performing the duties of the police chief, but the new man's coming on Saturday, Kevin Paulson.
Kevin Paulson?
Yes, it's the guy from the...
I know who Kevin Paulson is. Now listen carefully, Martin. I'm coming back to work. I'm Freeburg's police chief, and it's going to stay that way for another 4 months. Now you get on the phone and do whatever needs to be done. You run into any problems, threaten them with the media, court, or blackmail. But I don't think they'll give you any trouble. The mayor knows it's easier to just wait until the winter than deal with a scandal. Oh, and assemble a press conference.
Listen, Jack, I know the truth is on your side, but you have to take into account...
Martin, how long since you transferred to my department?
Coming up on 5 years now.
How many times in the last 5 years have you come to my birthday party? How many times have you come to the farm when I had the boys over?
Never had the pleasure, but...
Never. Because you couldn't care less. And I don't care for you either, Stat. It wasn't me who appointed you deputy, and you wouldn't have been my first choice. But if you do ever come over to my house, you won't miss the big hole in my backyard. Garbage pit. You know, for old rubbish. A smelly hole filled with rotten furniture and other crap. So, Stat, if I even for a moment doubt your devotion, you'll go straight into that pile of trash. Maybe you'll get to catch up with some old friends. You remember Kendrick, don't you?
I'll schedule the press conference for tomorrow, all right, Jack?
The day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going shopping.
これで今まで抱いた夢が全て叶う。車買って、洋服買って、いらっしゃいませ。何かお探しですか？もしかして、これでなんか変わるのかな？
No, that would be too much.
Wow, Jack, what's with the outfit? You planning on...
The pit in the backyard, Martin. Always remember about the pit in the backyard.
Don't talk to anyone before the press conference starts. I'll try to get you on stage quickly. Kevin Paulson is here. He wanted to...
Jack! I hardly recognize you. That's quite an image for a man like you. An old dog with a new trick, right? We should see each other more often. How long has it been?
Last time I saw you, I fired you, Kevin.
Ha! You mean the day I resigned in protest over the corruption and lawlessness at your police department, right?
Yeah, repeat that shit often enough, someday you might start believing it.
You know, Jack, I'm glad that everything turned out so well. Unlike you, I've made good use of the past 7 years. My new construction company keeps getting jobs from the city, and we're doing really well. I have a new house, new hobbies, even a new wife. Maybe you've met her. Shelley Rogers.
Oh, Shelley Rogers. So you really are in bed with the mayor.
It's a dream come true. All my dreams have come true. Only one thing remains. To bring order to the Freeburg Police Department.
You being serious, Kevin?
I'm serious as ever, Jack. I'm the most serious man you know.
It's not often you see the past and the future Freeburg police chiefs at the same press conference. I hope you have time to talk, Kevin. There's something we need to discuss. Jack, the reporters are waiting for you.
My retirement plan somehow just got turned into a circus. Fortunately, I'm pretty good at swallowing swords and jumping through burning hoops. They all seem to like it.
おはようございます。ボイド出張上川です。あなたを押すのは誰だったんですか。後で思い出すだろう。あなたが署長として復帰するの、視聴者がまだ発表し、このはずだ。今回の事件、あなたに及ぼした影響はまだわからない。ありがとうございます。ジャック・ボイドは外部外傷より回復。ジャック・ボイド犯人の正体は分からず、警察署長昏睡状態から出す。なんでこんな状態になってんの。すっごい状態や。やべえぐらいみんな疲れてるやん。何があったの。ジャック、君が警官狩りが始まった。街中の犯罪者たちが多種をする逆上し、警官を一人ずつなぶり殺しにして、一人で撃墜される。いや、そんなこと言われても困るんですけど。これはすっごいやばいね。これは相当疲弊してるじゃん。これはすごいね。無理っす。無理っす。
11 in progress. 14
ギリギリ間に合ったんじゃね？超ヘビーローテーションしてる。無理っすー。無理っすー。誤報だった。マジですか？クソやん。クソやん、マジ。一人じゃねえよ、二人いるじゃねえかよ。サポートまで入れたんだよ。きりいなぁ、本当に。ここら辺のタイミングで出動させるべきだった。よく4人出ましたよ、お前ら今日。
Impressive recovery, Mr. Boyd. I'm still not happy about how soon you're back to work. Well, not happy as your doctor. As a resident of Freiburg, I'm immensely grateful for it.
Really?
Just don't tell anyone, or they'll pull my license.
Well, thank you again for coming to see me at night.
Oh, well, whatever you need, Mr. Boyd. Any doctor in this town would come running any hour, day or night, you can believe me. You're not suffering from headaches. It says here that you are taking painkillers after a back injury. But the prescribed dose is enough to...
Dr. Krasinski, you trust me?
And, sorry?
Do you trust me?
In what way, Mr. Boyd?
You think I'm an honest and reasonable man, Doctor?
You're joking, Mr. Boyd. Thanks to you, my wife finally agreed to buy a house here, and we've decided to have children. Thanks to you, I'm not afraid to visit my patients at night. I think you are the most honest and reasonable person in the city, Mr. Boyd.
Great. You see, Dr. Krasinski, I'm an addict.
Mr. Boyd, is...
Well, not a drug addict in the way you might imagine. I'm not some weak-willed junkie. Sometimes I stay clean so long that the tablets stay locked in the barn so long they go past the expiration date. But there are less pleasant stories.
You know what? Let's...
I once took a whole bottle right there in the barn. Passed out in my own vomit. I almost choked. I fought the convulsions, somehow managed to break 4 ribs. For 2 weeks my chest was so sore I wanted to die. But for those 2 weeks I kept swallowing pills. Couldn't stop.
If you want, I could...
I once took a dose right before a party at home. My wife Laura had some old friends over from college. I didn't take that many, maybe 5 or 6 pills, but It felt like I'd taken a few hundred. I passed out while I was carrying a tray of drinks. On the way down, I knocked over a set of Laura's scented candles. The house almost burned down. The repairs took a good chunk from our savings.
Mr. Boyd, if you'll allow me, I'd just...
As you can see, Doctor, I'm well aware of the seriousness of the situation and the possible consequences. But sometimes I need the pills. I don't use the word lightly. Sometimes I've got to work on cases with more energy than I've got. I can't do it without them. And I know you want me doing my job. So tomorrow I want you to come here and bring me some tablets. Lots of tablets. 10 bottles. No, better 15. Yeah, 15 bottles. The next 3 months are going to be extremely difficult, Doc.
I would like to discuss your...
You'll bring the pills, Doctor?
Yes, Mr. Boyd. Yes.
Very good. Look, I don't want to trouble you any further. I bet your family doesn't like you running away with me at night. I bet they'd rather I was still in that coma.
おー、怖いね。60日3分の1を買って、はい。二日酔い。よし、ちょっと配信終了。